So now let's land at Düsseldorf Airport, which is not just a travel hub, but also a pioneer in sustainable airport operations and also a very exciting best practice to dive in. And our next speaker will share how North Rhine-Westphalia's largest airport is implementing circular economy principles from waste reduction to innovative energy solutions. Please welcome and join us on the airport's journey to a sustainable future, Pradeep Pinakatt, Managing and Labor Director, Düsseldorf Airport.
Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm pretty sure that at least some of you might be surprised to see the CFO of an airport speaking about sustainability. However, I hope that after the presentation you understand why it matters to us big time. And I'd like to start with a brief introduction of Düsseldorf Airport. We have a unique shareholding structure. 50% is held by the city of Düsseldorf, and the other 50% is held by a private consortium. That's unique because at all other German airports, the majority sits with public entities. Düsseldorf Airport has 1,800 employees, but if you combine the workforce of our partners, clients, and suppliers, it exceeds 20,000 people. In 2023, we crossed the 400 million euro revenue mark again, first time since the pandemic, and we've been able to deliver a net profit of roughly 25 million. On top of that, reduced our net debt by more than 100 million. Why am I talking about financials? Because sustainability does not come for free. So a good financial state is obviously key, and all the German airports are still on their way to recover from the impacts of the pandemic. We're all at roughly 80% of passenger volumes pre-COVID. We have more than 60 airlines that serve 165 destinations, and they fly into almost 50 countries. In 2024, we handled 20 million passengers, which means we are among the top 30 airports in Europe. This region is very special. There are more than 700,000 small and medium-sized entities. Furthermore, we have the largest catchment in continental Europe. Within a reach of 100 kilometers, there are more than 18 million inhabitants. That's more than what Paris, Amsterdam, or Frankfurt has to offer. Only the greater London region has more inhabitants. Düsseldorf Airport's vision is destination of excellence. And if I break it down into our three strategic pillars, the first one is airport excellence. It's about an excellent passenger experience. It's about smooth and digitalized processes, probably not so much about the fanciest architecture. The second strategic pillar is about leaders in sustainability. And the third one is about closer bonds with your employees and the region. Today, obviously, we would like to focus on leaders in sustainability. In a nutshell, we do not want to limit ourselves to whatever is legally required as a minimum. We actually would like to tackle the generational challenge, very persistent, and drive innovations together with partners. We've come a long way, and we've achieved quite something since 2010. We've been able to reduce our carbon emissions by more than 80%. In 2010, we had 60,000 tons of carbon emissions, and in 2024, we were slightly above 10,000 tons. We've achieved that through a number of means. Obviously, we did things like adjusting the fleet with more electric vehicles, but also reduce energy consumption in our buildings, especially in our terminal, so less energy consumption for heating and cooling, and that was achieved based on a software that is based on weather forecasting. Last year, we developed a master plan that spans over a period of 20 years until 2045. We are planning to invest 1 billion euros into our airport. This master plan is based on a traffic forecast that spans over the 2 decades. And obviously, there are elements included that are linked to additional capacity, so additional aircraft parking stands, an expansion of the terminal, expansion of the baggage handling system, a central marketplace for a greater passenger experience, but a strong focus also on sustainability measures. A new fuel farm with rail connection, one of the largest photovoltaic installations on an apron in Germany or in Europe, and a hydrogen filling station is also part of it. Now, if you take a closer look at some of the measures which are supposed to reduce our carbon emissions further, there is, as I just mentioned, the solar plant next to our northern runway, 150,000 square meters, 16 megawatt peak, and it will help us to reduce our carbon emissions by a further 3,600 tons a year. We will continue to adjust our fleet, and it will help us to further reduce carbon emissions. In 2024, we were at 44%. Obviously, over the next few years, we will change that to 100%, and that is something that we are pursuing consistently. Our fleet exists of more than 400 vehicles. Another thing that we are pursuing is establishing an ecosystem which is about hydrogen, and one project I'd like to highlight is the hydrogen refilling station. It will be located in the eastern part of the airport at the border airside landside, so that buses that are implemented or used at an airport can use that hydrogen filling station airside, but also trucks or lorries from cargo operators. Now, so far I've been talking about things that are related to Scope 1 or Scope 2. But if you want to make a mark in aviation, you have to tackle fuel. Therefore, sustainable aviation fuel is something that matters to us by a big extent. And we're trying to attract partners for a staged approach. Stage 1 is about a scaled production that will help us in the near future with the new fuel farm to make SAF available. That is biogenic sustainable aviation fuel. It's based on waste oil or cooking oil, and it will help us to meet the requirements that are applicable since the beginning of this year. There is a 2% quota. Stage 2 is about a real laboratory that we're pursuing together with our partner Greenlight Carbon Technologies. It's a startup which is based out of Essen, and with this real laboratory, which will be a facility that is near airport or on airport, comes an R&D development, because there are still a lot of productivity gains to achieve, because eSAF is still substantially higher in cost than obviously common fuel. Stage 3 is about scaling up a scaled production in North Rhine-Westphalia, and we believe that this regional approach with short distance distribution channels will help us to come up with the volumes that we need, but also with the R&D component I just mentioned, as these days eSAF, which is synthetic sustainable aviation fuel based out of renewable energies, it is still roughly 6 to 8 times higher in cost than common fuel. I've been talking about innovations together with partners. We have established a partnership, an innovation partnership with the Europe campus, which is under construction right next to our airport, right next to our IC train station. It's the second Europe campus. The first one is built in Berlin. It's a carbon neutral campus. At this campus, there are champions in technology, universities and startups. And all of these companies and entities have a clear focus on mobility and sustainability. Just this week, the mayor of the city of Düsseldorf announced a project that we're pursuing together with the Europe campus. And this project is a tri-modal hub. It's called DusConnect. It will intelligently connect air travel, rail, and road. And it will also connect it with public transport and a cycle pathway. On this picture, you can see that this development also includes a hotel, additional office spaces, parking lots, and an additional highway exit from our A44. I'd like to conclude the presentation with a video clip that displays our master plan and also includes quite a few things and topics and aspects regarding sustainability I just touched.
Destination of excellence. The future starts today. With us and for us, we want to shape the air transport of tomorrow, to seize opportunities and take responsibility for the future. By 2045, we're planning to invest €1 billion in our infrastructure for the sustainable future of mobility. As a regional hub with the largest catchment area in continental Europe, we're going to focus on climate-friendly arrivals and departures, short distances, seamless travel, and sustainable energy sources. The passenger process is in our DNA and in every heartbeat of our airport. We are redefining the passenger experience to be digital, automated, and in real time. Service and comfort will be individually tailored to each traveller, whether it be automated check-in, security checks with 100% CT technology, newly designed lounges, the shopping experience in the marketplace, or quick boarding. The airport apron is our workbench. It's where we work together with partners on efficient, stable and sustainable solutions. With things like one of the largest airside photovoltaic systems in Europe, sustainable ground power, hydrogen buses and automated passenger bridges, we are committed to using innovative technologies that help conserve resources and minimise climate impacts. Our new fire station with photovoltaic solar thermal energy, heat pumps and a green roof will significantly reduce our CO2 footprint even further. By 2035, we will be climate neutral and will create space for much more. Working together with the EUREF campus, we're driving forward green aviation and sustainable mobility. We're building Europe's first landside and airside hydrogen refueling station for clean energy on the ground and a new tank farm with a rail connection for sustainable fuels. Sustainable aviation fuels are the decisive factor on the road to climate neutrality. So at Dus, the startup company Greenlight is planning to set up the world's first SAF real-world laboratory where, using CO2 from the air, sustainable kerosene could be produced directly at our airport. We're bringing together the business and the science to optimize this production process and make SAF affordable. We're going to combine connectivity and climate protection for the sustainable mobility of tomorrow, because the future starts today. Destination of excellence.
Thank you very much for your attention, and I think I'm on time.
Thank you very much also for sharing the airport's path to a sustainable future. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.